Hello everyone, this is Friday the 5th of February, our final English lesson for this week and our final one of this very short unit that we've done on writing our openings, okay? But first things first, it's Friday, that means it's our spelling test day. So don't forget, it's our OUGH letter string. Now, it has all sorts of different sounds, this letter string. So it's worth remembering what were some of those different sounds. It was that O sound, that UF sound, the OFF sound. So bear that in mind whilst I'm reading your spellings out, okay? So make sure you've got your pen and paper. I will read each spelling twice and then I will repeat them at the end, okay? Number one, though, though. Number two, although, although. Number three, tough, tough. Number four, plough, plough. Number five, drought, drought. Number six, cough, cough. Number seven is thorough, thorough. Number nine is thought, thought. And number 10 is ought. Now I think I said 7 twice or 6 twice or something. You should have 10 spellings in total. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so I will just read them all through again. Okay, I've got though, although, tough, enough, plough, drought, cough, thorough, thought, and ought. So I hope you got all those 10 down. Okay, I'm going to reveal the answers now. So pause the video once I've revealed the answers and check off your spellings. There we go. Pause the video, tick as many as you got correct. Now we are going to be staying on this letter string for another week. So it's really good to practice. So this can be like your baseline result, can't it? So if you've got maybe 5 or 4 or 5 or 6, try and improve that for next week. And hopefully we'll see some improvements because we'll have lots of time to practice. Well done. Okay, so today we're going to be putting together everything we've learnt and we're going to write our alternative opening for Who Let the Gods Out, okay? So remember we looked at that opening, that setting description, and then we looked at creating suspense as well. Things that we need to include, expanded noun phrases and figurative language, and that can be in both parts, the building suspense and the description, and how we are going to build suspense. So short sentences. Have you got a false alarm in there? What I didn't write down was characters' feelings, characters' reactions, really, because that really gives you an idea of how they're feeling, doesn't it? If they've got clammy hands, you don't need to say that they're feeling nervous. You can just say, you know, sweat began to build on their forehead. And then we know that as a reader without being told they were really nervous. Okay, so let's have a look at my example. We're going to do this in 2 parts. So at the end of this, you should have 2 paragraphs. One with your setting part and one with your suspense part underneath, okay? So I'm going to read out my example. I'm going to highlight off the success criteria and then you're going to have a go at yours, okay? So this is a description of the evening outside the barn. It was dark. that kind of gentle darkness that you only get in the countryside. Elliot grabbed his torch and stepped out into the night. Among this darkness, he noticed a cascade of stars spilling down from the sky like a fountain of jewels, each tiny shining speck warming the night around it. In the middle of the field stood the barn. Its hollow timber skeleton let the chill night air breathe through its bones. Edging towards it, Elliot noticed a gaping hole where the roof had been. The moon had turned its silvery eye towards the scene, watching a cautious Elliot, who was wondering what had just happened. He stopped in front of the barn door, its peeling paint, a painful reminder of the state of the farm. He rested his hand on the rusted handle. The door groaned as it slowly opened. Okay, so we're including Elliot in this one now, aren't we? When we practiced our setting the other day, we didn't have Elliot in it at all. We were just focusing purely on how we could describe it, but we need to have him included in it today. So we've got ENPs and figurative language. So let me first start. ENPs. We've got a gaping hole. We've got a silvery eye. Peeling paint. We've got a shining speck. We've got gentle darkness. What else have we got? Hollow timber skeleton. Lots and lots of things there. And then we have got our figurative language. Spilling down from the sky like a fountain of jewels. And the fact that it's the skeleton and the air's breathing through its bones, all of that is metaphor, personification, isn't it? The moon's turning its silvery eye, that's personified there. It's watching Elliot. So we've just given that human quality to the moon. And then we've got, oh, rusted handle was an EMP. The door is groaning as it slowly opened. Okay. So if you want to steal anything from my example, you can. However, looking at what you sent in the other day, I know people have got lots of amazing ideas. You can always think of better stuff than I can. You are way more imaginative than I am. So please do use your ideas from the other day. And you need to weave Elliot into that opening now, don't you? So pause the video now. And I want to get you to give yourself 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And you are just writing this opening descriptive section. Okay, so pause the video now and off you go. Okay, hopefully you've got a really decent paragraph there and you've just got Elliot just opening the door at the end. So now we're going to move on and have a little look at our suspense paragraph. So this is all about creating suspense for your reader. Elliot's entering the barn and you're going to have some indication that Virgo is there at the end. You might not say everything about her. I've just left it with her saying something and then you can leave it there and that's fine. Remember, we're just writing an opening today. So I'm going to have a little read and then we're going to talk about how suspense has been created. So we're going to read it, tick off our success criteria, and then you are going to have a go at writing your own suspenseful paragraph, okay? Elliot edged inside the barn. The blood in his ears pounded as his eyes adjusted to the thick darkness. The palms of his hands became clammy as he cautiously called out, "Hello?" Silence. "Hello?" he called again, the torch shaking in his hands. He took a sharp breath in. He stepped forward. Missing a step, he tripped over a bucket, landed face down on the cold, hard floor. As he lifted his head, he saw it. A large, dark figure was looming at the back of the barn. "Who are you and what do you want?" His voice trembled as he searched the ground for his torch. No response. Fear radiated from Elliot's every pore as he braced himself for the worst. Without warning, the figure leaned forward. Elliot's heart jumped into his throat. This was the end. The figure fell towards him. Elliot braced himself for the impact. Then nothing. After a few seconds, Elliot dared to move. A heavy material covered him, but he was unharmed. He appeared to be draped in his mother's old coat. He slowly got to his feet, feeling foolish for ever thinking the worst. Just as he had recovered himself, a sudden rustle in the straw made his heart pound. His head whipped round to reveal Bessie. A low mood drifted towards Elliot. Relief washed over him. Good girl, Bess, you okay? The cow seemed completely unscathed and unbothered by the starball. Don't move! A voice sliced through the silence like a deadly dagger. Okay, so I've left mine on a bit of a cliffhanger there. We've got the character speaking. We know it's Virgo, but your reader does not know it's Virgo there. So lots of different ways we've created suspense here. I'm wondering if you can spot what we've done. We have got some short sentences. We have got ellipsis. One example of ellipsis. We've got we've got false alarms, haven't we? We've got the movement in the hay, but it just turns out to be Bessie. We've got the figure in the gloom, and it's just Elliot's mum's old coat. Okay, so we've got some false alarms there. We've got how Elliot's reacting to the situation, haven't we? So we've got Elliot's reactions. There's lots in there, and we've also got some linking phrases, which aren't always fronted adverbials, but sometimes they are. Okay, so let me just highlight a couple of those for you so you know what I mean. We've got after a few seconds. We've got just as he had recovered himself. As he lifted his head. What else have we got? Without warning. Okay, some of our short sentences. No response, then nothing. Silence, just that one word. Okay, so lots of things here. If you want to steal anything, feel free. But again, I know people have had a really good go at creating some suspense yesterday. So please do try and use your own ideas as well. So this section might take you 15 minutes now. Okay, you're finishing off, but you're building suspense. 2 of these false alarms would be plenty. One of mine was a bit more detailed than the other. So if you just want to do one, that's absolutely fine. But again, I'm expecting a decent paragraph or 2 for this. So pause the video now and give yourself 15 minutes to finish this off. Okay, hopefully you've got a really detailed opening there. The final thing you need to do is read through it, give it a check. Have you got all your capital letters and full stops? Is your punctuation in there? Does everything make sense? Do a small bit of editing for that. And then please do send them in to myself, Mr. Higginson and Mr. Allen, because we are really looking forward to reading these and being a little bit scared and a little bit nervous, but also really wanting to read on. Thank you very much, children, and well done.